Okay, good. So the thing to do is don't worry about getting perfect. Okay, nobody can be perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. I try to do the best I can. And every time I do Tai Chi, I try to improve a little bit more and a little bit more. And so what we're trying to do is strive for perfection, because after all, this is a mental exercise as well as a physical exercise. And mentally, we want to strive to uh, to have our minds be as keen and as acute as possible, right? I mean, that's what we should. That's at least what I think we should be doing. We should try to improve mentally all the time. And this is the same for. It's the same analogy with Tai Chi. Is in these movements you want to try to do them perfectly, and hopefully every time you do it, you'll be doing it a little better each time. And the better you get at it, the more you're going to get out of it, both mentally and physically. Okay, having said that, let's start our exercises. So let's do a little energy work first. We usually start with an opening breath. So again, I'm going to move away from the computer so you can see my hands. We want to sit up straight and tuck our chin in and raise our crown. And try not to hunch your shoulders. Drop your shoulders and relax. You can even round them a little bit. And let's bring our hands up and imagine that we're scooping up energy from the earth in a big ball, bringing the ball of energy up above our heads and turning the hands over and exhaling slowly and pushing the energy down to the dantian and collecting it in the dantian, which is an area a couple of inches and 2 inches in below the belly button toward the spine. And the excess energy rolls down to the ground. And one more, scooping up, big breath in, relax your shoulders, maintain your posture, and come down. And push down to the ground. And one more, breathe in, scoop up, turn over, push down, collect the energy in the dantian, release the excess energy to the earth. Okay, good. So now let's bring our hands up, straight, fingers dangling down. Turn the hands, pull into the chest. Turn the hands, push out, palms facing out. Open the hands, arms straight, all the way back. Touch your shoulder blades together if you can. Big breath in, exhale, push. And once again, fully in, inhale, exhale, push out, open up, stretch, pull back, and push. Breathing out. Keep going, in, out, and exhale. Open, inhale, and push in. And turn the hands over, gently push down, and end with your palms on your knees. Good. Now let's just rotate our shoulders up and down, forward. So we're going in a circle, rotating, hunching up, and rotating the shoulders around toward the screen and back. And the other way, up and back. Punch your shoulders up, roll them up and back. Circular motions. Almost all the exercises we do in Qigong are circular motions of one sort or another, because Tai Chi is based on the use of circular forces, circular motions around the waist to generate energy. And sometimes those circular motions are very obvious and large and expansive, and other times they're very subtle. All right, let's just open and close our hands. Raise your hands in front of you, in front of your chest, elbows down, relax. And now just open and close your fingers. Maybe once or two times per second or so. Keep going with this. I like to do 50 or 100 of these. This is to make sure that we, not make sure that we can, but hopefully prevent arthritis in the fingers and the joints. If you're starting to feel tired, as long as it doesn't hurt, and you feel comfortable with it, just keep going. This is going to build up strength in your fingers. 10 more. Good. Now just rub your hands together. Okay, good. Okay, reach up and grab your elbow around the back. Put your palm on your shoulder, pull the elbow to one side and look in the other direction. This is stretch the muscles and the tendons and ligaments in the rotator cuff muscle. Okay, relax. Reach around, grab the other elbow, palm on the shoulder, look to the other side, pull and stretch. Good. Now's a good time to do another opening breath. Sweep up, breathe in and down. Now, you can do this anytime you want to kind of take a break and kind of reset your energy. Okay. And sometimes you go from one exercise to another, and you feel like you're a little bit out of equilibrium or something like that. It's just take a big scoop up and turn and take a nice deep breath and push down. Good. All right. So let's take our hands, hold them out in front of you, like you're holding an energy ball, and open the ball and close it. So we're going to open to the shoulder line and push against an invisible force, and you compress the ball so that your fingers are about 8 inches apart, and open again to the shoulder line, breathing in and push, breathing out. And this is a Qigong that's good for your lungs because it's imitating and the movement of your lungs as you breathe in and out. Open and breathe in and close, exhale. All right, now we're going to rotate one palm down to the side, facing down. The other palm rotate out to the side, 90 degrees. And you want to look at your palm. It should be on one side of you, about 8 or 10 inches from your ear. Now rotate back to center, holding the ball again. Rotate the palm out to the side, sweep down and block with the other palm. Look at your palm over at the side. Come back to center. And just keep going. One side, turn and look, come back slowly. The other side, turn and look, come back. And try to time the movement so that by the time one hand comes down, the other hand is already down and up on the side looking at it. So you want all the movements to start and end at the same time. That's why Tai Chi is called an internal martial art. It's because the mind is controlling the movements and the mind is timing the movements so they start and end at the same time. The intent is that the movements start and end at the same time. In Chinese, intent and mind have the same word, I believe. It's yi, Y-I. Keep going. And it's the spirit, or spirits, Shen, that activate the mind. And the limits of our mind are only controlled by the limits of our spirit. Our spirit is high and strong. Our strength and chi is limitless. Keep going. Keep and turn and look. Good. Now come back to holding a ball and we're going to open and close. Swoop down, up, closing breath. Push down, exhale, and relax. A nice meditation, Tai Chi, it's a northern Chinese Wudong province meditation is very simple. Sit at the edge of your chair, put your palms on your knees, sit up straight, and breathe. And now do a body check. See where you're holding tension, starting from the top of your head and moving down to the neck and the shoulders, the arms, the elbows, hands, the knees, the calves, your ankles, and finally your feet and your toes. And if you're holding any tension, just let it go. You can have your eyes open or closed. But don't stop breathing. Now let's practice Buddha breath. Buddha breath is also known as natural breathing, and it's the kind of breathing that babies automatically do until they start growing up and they lose this ability and we start holding our breath and breathing from our chest instead of from our stomach. So as we breathe in, we allow our muscles in our bellies to expand. Like imagine that we're bringing the breath into the stomach, which of course we're not. And then as we breathe out, we contract the muscles in our belly. And if we can practice this and learn how to do this, and it happens naturally, think of tens of thousands of times that your stomach is going to be going in and out, and all those muscles in your stomach and ab are going to be exercising and strengthening, as well as massaging the inner organs, right? Your spleen, your kidney, gallbladder, bladder, squishing blood in and out of those organs. Closing breath. Come down. Forming a ball in front of us, open and close. Turn the ball over 180 degrees and pull to one side. Come back, rotate forward. Turn the ball over 180 degrees, pull to the other side, turning at the waist, back and forth. And we're just holding that ball out in front and then turning the ball from top to bottom over and turning to one side and the other. Now, breathe and time the movement to the breath. So in Qigong, we use the breath to control the pace of the movement. You should try to be mentally aware of the breath and the movements and coordinating the two. So I like to breathe out as I come to center and breathe in as I stretch to one side and the other. And now try to add Buddha breath to it. As we breathe in, going from one side to the other, we let our bellies expand in and out. Breathe in to one side, slowly return to center, breathe out. Breathe in, expand your stomach to the other side. Rotate back to center, breathe out, and so on and so forth. So when you do this, notice how your breath, everything slows down, right? Kind of automatically, everything slows down. Breathe out to the center. Turn, rotate, breathe in. Turn slowly to the center, breathe out. Expand the belly, breathe into the other side. Breathe out to center. And finally, open and close, breathe in. Close and push, breathe out. And finally, closing breath up and down. Great, excellent. Just relax a little bit. Now, at this point, just breathe naturally. All right, holding the ball, let's push to one side and to the other. So what I'm doing here is I'm reaching out with one hand to the other side and pushing forward, and my hand is forward, and then jutting the elbow back on the other hand and pushing the elbow straight back. Both palms are facing out with both fingers facing forward. And now if I rotate both palms around and exchange positions, now the back hand becomes the front hand, the front becomes the back, pushing to the side, parallel, the palms facing out, the fingers facing forward, and rotate and turn to one side and the other. And now add that breathing to it. The arm should be parallel to the ground, horizontal to the ground. The back elbow jut straight back. Turn at the waist. Like you're pushing something aside. Imagine you're reaching out forward, slapping something up front, and you're reaching back the other hand and slapping something with the other palm out, and your fingers are facing forward. Slap front and back, turn, slap front and back, turn, slap front and back, and just go to the shoulder line. Slap to the shoulder line. Because you'll be using this to push someone aside. You want to reach over and push someone aside. They're next to you. They're very close to you. So you don't want to push out like that. Your body is designed to use your core. And so if you push beyond your shoulder line, you're just using your arms. And part of the muscles in the arm that's facing back, you don't have any energy. There's hardly any strength there to push out beyond the shoulder. So if you turn and use your waist and push to the shoulder, that's where the force comes. And that's the limit of your force. To the extent that you can drive that energy and drive that force with your waist as you turn at the core. Does that make sense? So if in a martial sense, in Tai Chi, fighting is all up close, using the body up close, getting in. The movements are not expansive. They're short range movements. And so in Qigong, that's kind of what we're doing. Although the rule in Qigong is violated a lot. Not in a negative sense, but Qigong is done for exercise. Tai Chi is also done for exercise and mind control, but it was based on martial principles. And so the movements follow those principles, not overextending. Okay, good. Now take a closing breath. Inhale and come down. As I always tell students to keep the movements in. So this is your space. Everything between your shoulders and the middle of your chest. All the way, if you took a cone and put around your shoulders, a cylinder right down to your feet. That space, if you bring your arms out and like you're hugging a big tree, that is your space. If you turn left and turn right, or stand up if you can or will, and turn around 180 degrees, you are defining a cone around your body that is your sacred place. That's your area of vulnerability. And that's the area that you want to protect. And it's the only area that you can effectively protect. Anything beyond that is you will be out of balance. You will have to bend over or bend to the side, and you will be out of balance, okay? So when we do these exercises, we don't go beyond those extremes. Okay. All right, last, let's take our fists, make two fists, turn the heart of the fist up. The heart of the fist is fingers. Bring the fist back, right to your side with your elbows all the way back. We are going to punch out as you twist, and as you punch out and fully extend, the heart of the fist changes from up to down. At the same time, kick with the other leg, bring them both back at the same time, and now the other side. So you're punching and kicking contralaterally. You can't see my feet. There it is. But I am kicking. And do it nice and slow and kick out as much as you can. Control. If you can extend your leg all the way out, kind of like you're kicking somebody in the knee, that's good. I'm going to exaggerate it so you can see what I'm doing here. Back and forth. Now let's pay attention to our breathing. Punch, breathe out. Breathe in, come back. Punch, breathe out, kick, back. Fill your belly. One. Kick, punch, breathe in. Exhale, come back. Two more. One and two. Closing breath, scoop up, pull down. And now let's get down to the toes. To move my computer so you can see what's going on here. It's hard to adjust the computer so you can see my toes, but I'll do the best I can. Okay, put your foot down, either foot, both feet is okay. And bring the heel of one up all the way up so your toes touching the ground. And now just swivel around the toe using the toe as a fulcrum. So your heel is going back and forth. That's right. Good. Keep going. Okay, put your foot down and rock back and forth. So we're just turning the foot from side to side with the foot flat on the ground. Try to get a good stretch. And now the other foot, heel up, swing back and forth around the toe. Nice stretch in the ankle. And foot down, rock back and forth. Good. All right. Let me get back to the screen. Okay. So let's take a moment. Let's go back and start at the beginning of the new term. And so what we're going to be doing is single whip to the right rather than single whip to the left. So we started the first series of courses after commencement. We did single whip to the right. And so we're going to do the opposite today. And we practiced this last week. I just want to go over it. And so the move before that to end the advanced six was an open and close. Very simple move, open and close. Remember, so that ends the advanced six. So that's the 12th movement. The 11th movement is open and close. And the 12th is just simply bringing the hands forward out and ending it and bringing them down. But since we're not going to end it, we're going to start the next series of six with an open and close. Okay, we're not ending it here. And now we're going to do the single whip. And the single whip is going to be done to the opposite side this time. And so the hand movements are simple. We went over this last week. You simply turn the palms facing out. The elbows are facing down. So I started out from an open and close, like pulling, letting the ball expand and contract in front of my chest. And all I do is just turn my palms facing out. And I'm going to push out very slightly, a few inches. And then at the same time, I'm going to bring my hands apart, past the shoulders, about a foot on each side. And my arms and my hands will assume the shape of a swallow wing. All right, with the elbows pointing down and the palms at about the height of my ears. Like I give up, you know, like, okay, I surrender. Palms facing out. Now, as we do this, let's come back and open and close. At the same time, what I'm going to do is take a little step with my left leg. Sitting down, I'm going to take a little half step to the left. I don't know if you can see it, but as I open and close, the next step is take a half step to the left. Turn the hands out and extend. And as I extend, I'm going to lean to the left. It's basically open and close, take a half step to the left, push down on that leg if you will, or can, open your hands up, push out, extend, and lean slightly to the left-hand side. Now notice, if you can see this, for those of you who can see this, I'm leaning to the left, but what shape does my body have? So I'm leaning to the left, but notice that I'm still upright, right? I'm shifting to one side and the other, but my body is upright. My crown is suspended and my chin is tucked in, and I'm maintaining good posture. That is to say that I'm not leaning like this, where my body is leaning. If you imagine a center line going center down from the top of your head through your body, down through your crotch, the middle of the chair, all right? I don't want to disrupt that body line. So when I shift over, I want that line to move with me. I don't want to get out of line with that vertical alignment. So you want to be vertically aligned. So let's try that again. Good. And of course, it helps if you look at yourself doing it, which you should be able to do. If you pin me, you should be able to see you on the right hand or left hand side. And so this is great because you can correct yourself. And a lot of times you think you're doing something right. I know, speaking from experience, and you're actually not doing it right until you look in the mirror and you go like, oh yeah, that's it. All right, so let's do that again. Let's put it all together. Open and close. Turn the face, hands pointed out, palms out. Step to the right, to the left a little bit. Push out and lean to the left. And now I'm going to lean back to the right. And as I lean back to the right, I'm going to bring my left hand over and line it up underneath the right elbow. So my right hand is still up where it was, that swallow position over to the right. And so as I bring the foot in, I bring the hand down in an arc to bring the left foot in. Bring the left hand down in a perfect arc, ending up the palm facing down and the fingers facing to the right. Front palm is up, facing out. And I've got both palms lined up on my right shoulder line, one right above the other. The lower palm, the fingers pointing to the right, the palm facing down. The palm is pretty much right on your lap. As low as you can get it. You want it down right at the dantian. All right. Single whip. Let's try that again. We start with open and close. Breathing in and breathing out. I turn my palms facing out like I'm pushing at something. I take a half step to the left. As I extend my hands out and to the sides, I lean my torso upright to my left. And then I start leaning to my right. And as I bring my body to my right, I bring that left hand down in an arc, stopping on my lap. upper hand and lower hand are lined up at my right shoulder line. Okay, now the next movement is called single whip. Single whip is the same as the other single whip. To initiate single whip, we're going to do something very simple. We are going to exchange the positions of those hands up and down, maintaining the same vertical alignment and distance between the hands. Now try to remain upright. Correct yourself if you're leaning. And now just simply bring the lower hand straight up vertically and the upper hand straight down vertically, and keep them centered at the right shoulder line. And now the upper hand, the left hand, is up with the fingers palm facing out. And the right palm is down on my lap. And they're lined up vertically at the right shoulder line. And now the next thing you're going to do is very simple. You're going to turn both hands together like there's a pole attached to those hands, keeping them vertically aligned, one above the other. You're going to turn at the waist to the left very slowly. Keep the hands lined up. And as you turn, your face turns with the upper hand. You turn so that you're looking through the fingers of the upper hand as it returns as in an arc to the left. And you stop at the left shoulder line. And now we're going to do something very simple. We're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to shift the hands up and down. Once again, maintaining the vertical distance between the two palms and the vertical alignment at the left shoulder. Go ahead and make them shift them up and down. And now the left palm is down at the lap. The right palm is up at the eye level at the left shoulder line, the palm facing out. And I'm turned at the waist to the left. Now very slowly rotate around, hands following the waist. Beautiful, beautiful. To the right. And stop right at the shoulder line. And rotate the hands, that is, switch the hands up and down. Once again, we're just going to drill this. Normally you do it about 3 times. And turn to the left. Left hand up, right hand down. Turn at the waist to the left, lining up the hands at the left shoulder line, right palm is down at the lap, left palm up, facing out, up near eye level. Switch up and down, don't change the positions. Make sure they're lined up. And very slowly turn to the other side, both hands together. Don't rush it. Shift one more time up and down. Before you turn, make sure you shift up and down. So I see Nancy, you're doing it very well, but keep turning. Okay, now stop at your right shoulder line. Good. Now switch your hands up and down. Don't change it. Just switch them up and down. Now turn to the other side. Both at the same time. Beautiful. And let's do it one more time. Switch up and down. Beautiful. Nice job, Cindy. Turn to the left. Nice job, Frederick. Switch up and down. Turn to the right. Good job, everybody. Now stop. Okay. Let's just stop right there. So that's cloud hands. Now, there are what are called transitions movements. So you can name these things: single whip, cloud hands, open and close. But when you transition from one move to the other, there are things that are added that can be attached to the former move or the next move. Does that make sense? And so it's hard to decide where to stop and teach the next movement. And the reason I bring this up is The next movement is going to look like this. The lower hand is going to come up. It's going to turn over, palm facing up. It's going to come up in an arc, swing over in front of you, and it'll be end up opposite the right palm or the other palm, holding a ball. So that movement of coming up to holding a ball isn't part of open and close, and it's really not part of cloud hands. It is a transition move. So I am going to leave that out and teach it next time. But these transitions in Tai Chi are really important, and they're really significant because they keep the energy moving. You know, life doesn't move in squares like this. Life isn't like a moving, you know, the low energy here, all of a sudden it's high energy, all of a sudden it's low energy. It moves in waves. Everything in our universe moves in waves. In fact, wave theory is now taking over, string theories in physics is taking over particle theory as an explanation of what things are made of. And things are in vibrating all the time. And if you're vibrating, it's like opening and closing your hands. They never stop. And I don't have my Tai Chi symbol on, but if you look at the yin-yang symbol, yin flows in the yang flows in the yin flows in the yang, and there's two little dots, one white and black and one black and white. And the white dot is yin, and it is inside the dark circle, which is yang. And the black spot is yang, and it occupies a space directly in the middle of the white space, which is yin. And that signifies the concept that was developed thousands of years ago, I guess. It's a Taoist concept of the universe, is that there's always a little yin and yang, and there's always a little yang and yin. And one moves into the other. And those little dots, a little bit of yin and yang, a little bit of yang and yin, are what I call the transitions in the Tai Chi movement from one move to the other. They're the things that connect these movements. Now, some of these movements are yang movements and some are yin movements. We won't go into that now, and it's really not important. But if you break down all the forms, they all have yin and yang movements, one always following the other, cyclic. But they never stop. One melds into the other. Yin never stops and becomes yang. It gradually moves into the other. It reaches an apex of fullness, and then all of a sudden starts to wane. Just like the sun rises and sets and the moon rises and sets, and everything else in life. And so the Tai Chi movements are patterned after universal principles. And that's why Tai Chi means the grand ultimate, which is the way, it's the way you want to think about Tai Chi is it includes everything there is. It's a metaphor for everything that is, everything that was, everything that is, and everything that will be. Okay. I hope that's my wax. That's my philosophizing. Anyway, some of those ideas of mine and that I've gleaned and put together from just practice, and others are well established. As you do this Tai Chi, you start to get epiphanies, you know, about things. It's like, oh yeah, I never thought of things like that before. And that's what meditation does, right? It opens your mind to new experiences, new way of looking at things. All right. What time is it? Good. Okay, so I think it's hard to see everybody. I'm doing the best I can, but I think everyone's pretty much got it, and that's great. I like to see that. You know, it's very inspiring for me to see people really getting this. Because once you get it, I think you're really going to enjoy it. And I think it's going to do a lot of positive things for your life if you haven't practiced Tai Chi before. Most of you are already pretty enlightened, and or you wouldn't be here. And chances are you've done other body work, a lot of other body work, including yoga, meditation, and so forth. So this is probably, these concepts I'm talking about really aren't very new. They're really dynamic and universal. Thank you. She's okay. That's a thank you from Sarah Dawn to everyone. And thank you, Sarah Dawn. Now, before I go on, we have a few minutes left. I just want to remind everybody that if you like this class, please try to donate to BORP. You know, BORP is such a wonderful organization. I've been teaching there for a few years now, and the only way they can keep going is through donations. They do have money coming in from grants, but most of it is through donations. So again, give if you can, especially now because they're in a fund drive right now for the new year. Okay, so let's go over what we learned from, and we're going to add the commencement. Okay, and then we're going to go directly into open and close and single whip left, just like we practiced. All right, so once again, sitting up straight, hands on our laps. We are going to bring our hands up, and this is going to be new for the new people, I think. You're going to bring your hands up with your arms stretched straight out, your fingers pointing, dangling down like icicles. And breathing in, and we bring our hands in now, like we're holding the ball to our chest, and bring it down. So as we bring the ball in, we bring the ball down to the core region. And then as it's in, we push out straight. And bring the hands in and open and close. Commencement, open and close. Single whip left this time. Turn the hands facing out, push out, extend, step to the left, lean to the left. Slowly lean to the right as we bring the left hand down and lining the left palm at the lap and underneath the right hand, which is held up. Switch up and down. Cloud hands. Turn slowly to the left. Switch up and down at the left shoulder line. Turn both hands slowly. Switch to the right. And let's stop right here. Okay. So we did commencement, open, close, and single whip, and cloud hands. So that's 4 movements. Any questions? Okay, it's 11:55. So in the remaining few minutes, I'd like to do Yi Gun Jin. Yi Gun Jin is something I like doing with this group. Just want to see how many people we have. Good, everyone's still here. That's a good sign. So let me ask, so are there any, is there any confusion, or does anyone have any questions about what we've done so far? No, okay. I take that as a good sign. So we're going to do some Yi Gun Jin. Yi Gun Jin means a tendon muscle exchange. It's also known as bone marrow washing because it is supposed to potentiate the immune system, which is probably a good idea to do right now. I'll just say one interesting thing. I know that for the last few years, especially since I've really enhanced my practice a lot. I practice a lot every day and train. I notice that when I get sick for 12 hours. Like I'll start to get some phlegm maybe in my upper chest, runny nose, slight headache, or feeling in my of compression in my chest. And next day I'm okay. And this has happened in the last few years. Just I never get if I get come down with something, I never have it more than 12 hours. And I think it may have something to do with practicing Tai Chi and doing Qigong. I can't prove it, but I've talked to other Tai Chi people that do Tai Chi, and I've heard similar things. Now, these are anecdotal stories, of course. So don't take me literally, but I think that's what's going on. Okay, so Yigun Jin. Yigun Jin was introduced by the Bodhidharma back in the 5th century when he went from India to northern China to teach bring Buddhism to China. I guess the emperor at that time, for some reason, wanted to bring Buddhism to China. Maybe he became a Buddhist. But anyway, he arrives on the scene and lo and behold, he discovers that these monks aren't doing any exercise. They're out of shape. All they do is sit around and chant and read the scriptures. So he introduced a series of 12 exercises to increase their upper body strength and also to train and strengthen the tendons, especially the tendons, because the forces applied in Tai Chi when they're used for martial purposes are short-range forces that put a lot of strain on the tendons, which of course are attached the bones to the muscles. And so tendon exchange. Which all you have to do is remember to take a deep breath, expand your stomach. This is using Buddha breathing, because the Bodhidharma was a Buddhist. Expand your stomach and hold your breath and follow my instructions. So we are going to start putting our thumbs inside our fists and bringing your fists up to your temples. And what we're going to do is we are going to imagine that we're pushing up. Really tighten everything up from your fists all the way through your biceps and your shoulders and push up as hard as you can. And at the same time, take a deep breath and hold it. Now relax. Once again, push and hold. Expand your stomach. And relax. Push and hold. And relax. Okay, now just come down and relax. Now, everyone has different experience pretty much, but in my experience, I feel like I've just lifted weights. I start to, my muscles in my back feel, I don't know how to, a little tight, like I've been exercising or something. And so this is really a whole upper body exercise. Even though you're pushing up, with your shoulders, doing most of the work. And by breathing in this way, you're generating all this energy through your upper body. And so it is strengthening the muscles in your spine, your lower back, up here in your chest, as well as the biceps and the muscles in your wrists and so on and so forth, and forearms. Okay? So that's the way this works. The next one is thumbs up, touch your knuckles together, put your hands with the heart facing, the fingers facing down on your dantian, right? Almost on your lap, fingers up. And here we go. We're going to push down as hard as we can. Take a deep breath and hold it. Tighten everything up all the way from your shoulders, your chest, your biceps, your forearms, your neck, tighten everything up. Okay, slowly relax. Can you feel the muscles stretch and relax? You should have a sensation of all the muscles in your from your waist up, expanding and contracting. Ready? Breathe in, hold it, pull up, pull up, pull up, tight, tight, tight. Totally relax now. Okay, let's really do it now. Breathe in as hard as you can. Pull up, flex. Hold it. And relax. Hold it. And relax. Okay, last one. Pretend you're holding a barbell across your chest. Like there's a bar in front of you, about height of your neck or shoulders. The heart of your fists, make a fist. Put your thumbs inside your fist. Okay. This is like the single whip posture. Your arms look like a swallow. We are going to push up and take a deep breath and hold it. Flex up. Tighten everything up. Neck, shoulders, forearms, biceps, wrists. And relax. Thumbs inside your fist, push up. Deep breath. Slowly relax. Breathe in, deep breath. Push up, push up. But don't move. You're pretending you're pushing the sky up. And relax. Okay, now bring your hands down. Now try to relax all the muscles in your body. Let it go. Breathe. You've just done the equivalent of the Asian equivalent, or Chinese equivalent anyway, of Western bodybuilding. All right. Without any equipment. How about that? Okay, last one is a relaxation exercise. And so you just want to take your hands, extend them out with the palms up. Try not to hunch your shoulders. Good. Okay, put your palms down on your lap. Palms facing up. Now bring your hands up slowly. Breathe in. Breathe naturally now. Now relax, come down. No tension at all. Again. Raise up parallel. Bring your hands down, relax. Raise up parallel. Down, relax. And lastly, up. Nice breath in. Relax your hands, your fingers, bring them down. And now Scoop up a big bowl of energy, bring it up above, push it down, closing breath. Sit with your hands on your lap, edge of your chair. Just take a few breaths. Okay, very good. I think we've run out of time. I'll take this opportunity to mention this. I've mentioned many times before,